Have you ever wondered if your cat is trying to tell you something at the exact moment you think they're just being annoying? Maybe you've dozed off on the couch after a long day, the room quiet, your body completely still. And then suddenly you feel it. A soft paw pressing against your face, or your chest, just enough to wake you up. You brush it off half asleep thinking they want food, or attention, or maybe they're just being difficult again. But what if that tiny gesture wasn't random at all? What if in that moment your cat wasn't trying to wake you but trying to check if you were still breathing? Most people miss this completely, because on the surface it looks small, harmless, easy to ignore. But behind that gentle touch is a form of communication so subtle and so emotionally loaded that responding the wrong way could quietly damage the trust your cat is trying to build. And here's the part that makes this even more fascinating. Some cats will place their paw on you and then immediately curl up, close their eyes, and fall asleep. That touch didn't just get your attention, it calmed them. It told their entire nervous system, I'm safe. If you've ever experienced this, let us know in the comments, because chances are you didn't realize what it really meant. Spoiler alert, the final reason your cat does this goes far deeper than affection. Number 1. The gentle paw tap. Have you ever noticed your cat quietly placing their paw on you while you're eating, working, or just sitting still? No meowing, no chaos, just a soft, controlled touch. Most people assume it's just a cute way of asking for food or attention. But that's not actually what's happening here. Cats don't beg the way dogs do. They don't whine or push themselves into your space without control. Instead, they use something far more intentional. That gentle paw tap is their version of saying, I'm here, I need something, but I trust you to understand without me making a scene. And this is where it gets interesting. Unlike meowing, which cats developed mainly to communicate with humans, this paw behavior comes from how they naturally interact with other cats. It's subtle, low pressure, almost polite, and more importantly, it's selective. Your cat doesn't do this with just anyone. If they're choosing to reach out to you this way, instead of escalating, knocking things over, meowing endlessly, it means they believe you'll respond, without them having to push further. That's not neediness, that's trust. But this small gesture isn't just about what they want. Number 2, the paw that claims you. Picture this. You're sitting on the couch after a long day, scrolling on your phone, not really paying attention. Your cat walks over, pauses for a second, then gently places their paw on your arm. Not a swipe, not a grab, just a quiet, deliberate touch that lingers a little longer than usual. Most people read this as simple affection. Maybe your cat wants attention. Maybe they're just being sweet. But here's what most owners completely miss. Your cat isn't just touching you, they're marking you. Cats have scent glands in their paw pads, and when they press that paw against your skin, your hand, your leg, even your face, they're leaving behind invisible chemical signals. Not in an aggressive, territorial way, but in a deeply personal one. It's their way of saying, you belong with me. And what makes this even more powerful is that cats are incredibly selective about what they mark. They don't claim everything, only what feels safe, familiar, important. So when your cat places their paw on you like that, you're not just being touched, you're being chosen. And if this is starting to change the way you see your cat, take a second to like and subscribe so you don't miss what they're trying to tell you next. Number 3, the silent wellness check. According to research in animal behavior and observations highlighted by experts like John Bradshaw, cats are highly sensitive to movement patterns, especially breathing, body shifts, and subtle physical effort, signals that most humans don't even notice. Now think about this. You're lying on the couch. Maybe you've fallen asleep. The room is completely still. No movement, no voice, no reaction. And then your cat walks over and presses their paw against your chest or your face. Most people assume this is annoying behavior. Maybe your cat wants food. Maybe they're just interrupting your rest. But behavior studies suggest something very different is happening here. Cats rely heavily on microsignals to understand their environment. When those signals suddenly disappear, when you stop moving, stop reacting, stop being present, it creates uncertainty. So they check. That paw on your chest, they're feeling for the rise and fall of your breathing. That gentle tap on your face, they're looking for any response that tells them you're okay. This isn't random, and it's not something they do with everyone. They do it with the one they're bonded to. But this instinct doesn't come from adulthood. It actually begins much earlier, at a stage of life most owners never think about. Number 4, the instinct they never outgrew. But this instinct doesn't come from adulthood. It actually begins much earlier, at a stage of life most owners never think about. When your cat was just a tiny kitten, blind and completely dependent, one of the first things they learned to do was press their paws against their mother while nursing. This motion, known as kneading, wasn't just about getting milk. It was about survival, comfort, and reassurance. That repetitive push of their paws triggered warmth, safety, and a deep sense that everything was okay. And here's the part most people miss. Even though cats grow out of needing milk, they never grow out of what that feeling represents. So when your adult cat places their paw on you, especially in a slow, relaxed way, they're not just touching you, they're reaching back into that early memory. That same instinct, that same emotional blueprint, you've become their safe place. This is why some cats will touch you, and then immediately curl up, close their eyes, and fall asleep. The contact itself calms them. It tells their entire nervous system, I'm with someone I trust. But comfort isn't the only reason they reach out like this, because sometimes that paw appears at a very specific moment right before you're about to leave. Number 5. The moment they stop you from leaving. This behavior goes deeper than it looks, and to understand it we have to go back to where cats really come from. Domestic cats may live in your home, but their instincts are still wired from their wild ancestors like Felis libica. In the wild, every movement matters. Staying close to a trusted companion could mean safety. Separation, on the other hand, could mean vulnerability. Now think about a moment you've probably experienced. You shift your weight slightly. Maybe you're about to stand up from the couch. You haven't even moved yet, not fully, but your cat already knows. And then the paw lands on you. Most people think this is coincidence or clinginess, but it's neither. Cats are incredibly sensitive to micro-movements, tiny changes in posture, muscle tension, even breathing patterns. These are survival cues they've relied on for thousands of years. So when your cat places their paw on you right before you leave, they're not reacting randomly. They're responding to a predicted separation. In the wild, losing contact even briefly could carry risk. So instead of letting you walk away unnoticed, your cat reaches out. Not to control you, not to demand, but to say in the quietest way possible, stay. And what comes next reveals just how far they're willing to go for that connection. Number 6, the paw they keep resting on you. Have you ever noticed your cat placing their paw on you and just leaving it there? No pressure, no movement, no urgency, just resting completely still while their body relaxes beside you. Most people think this is just another cute habit. Maybe your cat is comfortable, maybe they're sleepy. But what's actually happening here goes far deeper than comfort. For a cat, survival depends on one thing above all else: readiness. In the wild, their body is built for instant reaction, jumping, running, escaping danger in a split second. And that requires balance, precision, all 4 paws grounded and ready. So when your cat lifts one paw and places it on you, they're doing something incredibly unusual. They're reducing their ability to react. They're choosing to be less prepared, less guarded, more vulnerable. And they're doing it on purpose. That single gesture says something most cats would never express openly. I don't need to run. Not with you. This isn't about attention. At the end of all this, one thing becomes clear. Your cat was never just touching you. Every gentle paw, every quiet tap, every moment they reach out without a sound, it's all part of a language most people never learn to see. A language built not on noise or demand, but on trust, instinct, and connection. Because cats don't love loudly, they love carefully. They choose their moments, they choose their signals, and most importantly, they choose you. When your cat places their paw on you, they're not just asking for something. They're saying you are safe, you are familiar, you are theirs, not as an owner, but as family, as their protector, as the one place in the world where they can finally let their guard down. And once you start seeing it that way, everything changes. The small things don't feel small anymore. They feel intentional. They feel personal. They feel like trust. You think you know your cat. Wait until you see what these small behaviors actually mean. Go watch this next video and study them in a whole new way.